Hello there, people. How are you doing today? I might have some funny stories for you. Some from my point of view, some from the collective consciousness, some from storytellers from years past, some from ideas of the future. Maybe we can use some philosophy, some psychological analysis of things. Maybe we can use a few different ideas to try to decipher something. And as if you ever owned a business or if you know anything about business, what you do know is if someone complains about your business, like on a Yelp or something, and this is actually a little more distant than Yelp. Yelp, everyone just says what the fuck they want. So let me redact that Yelp thing. But I remember back in the '90s, it was always said this: that if you get a phone call that says your business sucks, then you know that 10 people fucking think your business sucks. Why? Because nobody's going to go through the effort to make it so apparent that they don't like your food. They just won't go to your restaurant again, which I think is a good idea. But now we live in this world where um, people hold on to that grudge because they have a Yelp where they're like, "Ooh, I'll write about this tomorrow," and then 2 days they're like, a few days later, it's stewing in their mind. So like back in the '90s, back in the day when you were a teenager, when you didn't have status and you did not have a pager and you did not, yeah. Did anybody know? I was gonna make a Tribe Called Quest even whiter than they are. Um, here you go. Back in the '90s, when you had a dilemma with some of your food or a store that you went to, you'd immediately, you know, address the issue. And if it didn't, it would just fall to the wayside. Fuck it. I don't like my shirt. I'm just not gonna shop there too often again. Maybe I'll give it another chance. Who knows? Maybe the food was maybe. But now everybody's gonna Yelp everything. They're just gonna Yelp, 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 Yelp. That's what dogs do when they're in pain. They Yelp. Um, and I do have a Yelp account, I will tell you. And what I do is I only give restaurants 1 star or 5 stars. That's all I do. There's no twos, there's no threes, there's no fours. I don't fuck with that. Either that shit was amazing, or you guys don't understand. Don't ever go into this place. It's the worst thing ever. That's all I do. That's my Yelp account. But there's a lot of people who think they're critics now. They've found a new path to be professional Yelpers. Um, and as we're all going, we're on our own path somewhere. Who knows where to what? It's not the destination, but the journey, as they say. But sometimes on the journey, like you meet some wonderful people, and sometimes you meet some really peculiar, outstandingly strange people. And maybe it's because I'm not somebody to hold on to my Yelp reviews for more than 10 minutes or hold a grudge, and especially for something just a, a ridiculous infraction of the human spirit. You know, if someone if someone took a sword and tried to chop my child's arms off and cut off a finger, I might hold a grudge. But if someone just was like, "Yeah, you're a fucking asshole," from across the street, do you know how often I would give that person even a thought again? Probably never again. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't instill it upon my spirit that I would ever be so like I would allow that to engage with my spirit, especially that I know that person, like, hey, they might be a piece of shit. They might be having a bad day. I don't know, but I can't really allow that to infect and affect my day, what I'm going about. Um, uh, and most people here know me. I deal with things instantaneously with. You'll see me on here, and if anybody knows me in person, some of you know me in person. If you talk shit with somebody in human form, you sit next to somebody spill something on you, they bump into you, you deal with it right then. It could be anything. Oh, my bad, sorry about that. You move on with your day. There's no real big infractions of nature, and especially like thinking like online, you just typing words and shit and back and forth, and you talking shit, and you can all of this online. Who cares? Like, I must find this person. They said your mother's a dookie mouth, and I had sex with her in a bathroom of a fucking A&W restaurant. Could you imagine how retarded like the idea would be to like, I can't believe that person just texted that into my thing. I'm gonna go spend the next 30 days trying to find that person. It reminds me of this movie that I just started watching, and I you guys should watch it. It's pretty good. If you guys are into like a little bit horror comedy, like horror comedy movies, where like you get zombie apocalypse, and then there's always the humor that's kind of in there. Well, this is a little deeper, like sicker, kind of like very blue black comedy with it's gruesome, and it's your boy Harry Potter. Anybody know Harry Potter? That dude. It's the newest movie that just came out with, and the premise of the movie is it's slightly set in the future, and there's like the anarchist part of the society, and he's like a computer programmer geek, and he's talking some shit online to somebody, and they get upset with what he says online, and the story goes from there. And it's gruesome. It's not I don't normally like these kind of movies, but it was pretty good. Like it was there's enough comedy to kind of to kind of take that really dark. It's a very dark humor. So if you can find it, it's Harry Potter. You can't do horror? Okay, then don't do this. It's not horror. It's not like, oh, but it's a I would call it more of a psychological thriller, but it's so far beyond boundaries that anything that it could possibly occur that it will kind of goes into the comedy category, because it's not something you could really comprehend ever occurring. You know what I mean? It's like believing that there are alien spaceships living inside of tiny little mosquitoes that then turn into transformers that are giant Sasquatches that shit onto the land and make the mountains, and then out of it becomes ants, and we are the children of ants. You know what I mean? That's how ridiculous it is. But all of that might be true, huh? Yeah. So what I'm getting at here is, I mean, you guys, my personality on here is not much different in person. It's either it's whatever. I deal with things a little different on here because I don't know any of you. I don't know any of you. Some of you I know, and we've had enough conversation where I kind of deal with it that way. And in person, I'm not much different. If we out in public and somebody talks some shit, I talk some shit, and for whatever reason it turns into like a physical discord, so be it. It's not too often. But something happened to me recently where apparently I'd said something to someone that they were not very fond of, and this was a long time ago. And I didn't know who this person was. And apparently they knew who I was. And they wanted to physically assault me in the streets today. Yes. And it was because of somebody else that comes to my channel that I was hanging out with, that did nothing to kind of squash the party. But he knew the person. Really weird shit happened today. And I was like, man, I almost got like fucking beat up in the middle of fucking, and it was by a dude much bigger than me. I would, probably like in person, if there was an argument, I would still talk shit to him if there was an argument. But this is over something that apparently occurred a month and a half ago or something, that I don't remember, that I don't know anything about, that he's informing me that I said something to him. Never met him in person. I said something to him online, apparently. He must have beat me up in public about it. So I question, how far have people come? That's really the answer? Is that going to stop me from ever what could I possibly say? This is, I think, is a funneling of my last video of like how offended people are. How are people so offended? Do you know the things people could say to me? They could say anything they wanted to me, and I would never think that what they would say to me would bring me to the point of I must beat you up or I must physically assault you. Like if I can't take it mentally, like I think mental ammunition for people, and this is comedy, man. Like anybody says anything, say anything you want, but to resort to physicality over verbology is ridiculous. If somebody throws a rock and hits me in the face, then my response shouldn't be verbal, but it should be to pick up a rock and throw it back. I think that's an equal balance. But if someone's talking shit, then you just talk shit back, and that's the game. Talking shit, it's the dozens. That's what you play. I didn't throw rocks at anybody. I don't hit nobody. I've never hit anybody first. And somebody wanted to fucking literally fucking beat me up in the streets over something that apparently that I said that I don't recall saying that I think I'm getting kind of fucking getting kind of played over something. Maybe maybe not. Who knows? I might have said it. But I did. But it's just the point of this idea like how far are we away from what's real? Like what's like that person like what's really going on that like their life was I didn't do any. I don't know them. I'm not involved in their life at all, and in no regard. They have 24 hours in every day. And you know how many minutes apparently that I was involved in this person's life? One, two, and it wasn't in. I don't even know them. Like, how is that cohesive to carrying that along in a backpack? Oh, you said this then, so now I must physically assault you. I don't know. Where are we? Where are we that that's people's answer to things? I mean, isn't this a giant playground? There's people that say there's people that say way dumber, worse shit than I do. This is what's going on. This is I mean, I find it humorous, other than the fact that oh, the dude would probably whip my ass. Yeah, he was I don't know how many. What is a stone? A stone is like 20 pounds. He was like 2 stones heavier than me, and he was also angry, and he also had very wide eyes. And I was like, bro, I don't even fucking know. Like, I'm chilling. Like, what's going on right now? I'm so fucking wild, yo. And I just wonder why. Where's people's anger? Where do they harness? Where do they harness their anger? What's up, peace, love? Always, always. Just there's plenty of things that happen that wild, weird, silly things that happen in my life. You know, it's plenty of most of it. I just because I like language and other people like to back and forth and shoot the shit. Sometimes a little bit of a cutting knife shit. Sometimes it's aggressive. Sometimes it's for humor. Sometimes it's jovial, but it's all in jest in the end. But how we've gotten to the place where people are so angry they want to fight each other. I watch people like I've watched people's videos where they're like, if you believe this, I would kill you. Like the only people that I'm really upset with that talk are like people that are not only just talking but actually taking needles and sticking them into children and trying to murder them with poisoning, like the Gates Foundation. Like those people, like really, like I'm very angry at them, and I would physically assault them, probably. You know what I mean? Like that, I think that's a fair reward for the amount of people they've physically assaulted, mentally, verbally abused by terrorizing them. Like me, like what am I? Who am I? What am I gonna do? I'm just talking some weird shit over here. I'm not gonna be like I'm gonna come stick a needle in you, and you need to be poisoned, and I need to vaccinate you, and we gotta do it to everybody, and we're gonna microchip you, and I've done it, and watch me, and I'm gonna stick these. I don't do that. I'm just out here talking shit just like everybody else. But so like I could understand why somebody might be a little more than upset with someone like, um, you know, the Gates Foundation or something like that, or people that really have on a regular basis damaged people's psyche, their morale, their being, their health. But everything I've done is quite the opposite of that. And then once in a while I talk shit because that's I'm firm in my foundation when I talk, and even if it's for fun and for humor, if you can't get it, that's I don't think it's a reason to fight anybody. So yeah, that's so someone's gonna fight today. Yeah, you know, and really, as much as I would like to take full 100% responsibility and blame myself, no, it was actually because somebody that was with me should have taken a little bit of a fucking took a little bit of like stepped in like no that's not really what happened, like no, chill, bro. Like if you're gonna, so I could tell you the whole story. It's a wild story. Like it was in the middle of the street. I'm like, some dude want to fight me in the middle of fucking New Orleans. Like, I was like, for real? I was like, oh, let me apologize. Sorry, I said some shit. You don't like it? My bad. I was like, I give you I'm gonna shake your hand. I don't like you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, you want to talk shit now? I was like, I don't have a reason to talk shit to you. I don't know. You haven't said anything to be wrong. Or you just like, I don't even know who you are. Why am I gonna talk to you? Why to be rude to you? Like, why are you being rude to me? If we talk something like another time, like, okay, isn't that done with? Nah, he was trying to fight me in the streets, man. Mm. And somebody that was his friend was with me, and he didn't do shit about it. He stood there like a fucking putz. He did. It was a fucking. He was a toolbox, and it was his. It was because of him that the person even was there. And he could have just been like, nah, nah, nah. He was like, oh no, that's the guy that was talking shit on the phone. I was like, oh, that was okay. And I was hanging out with this dude. I've been hanging with him a couple days. Yeah. Okay, cool. He didn't even do anything to. Oh no, it's not. No, it was actually probably my fault. He was probably mad at me. Why are you trying to fight me? He said, oh, hey, what's going on, man? Fuck you. I ain't trying to shake your hand. You talk all this shit. I was like, yeah, I guess everybody online talks shit, don't they? Hmm. I don't remember meeting you in person. I don't remember you doing anything to hurt me. I don't remember doing anything to hurt this dude. Huh? So that was my day. I mean, shit, like, hey, it's only kind of peculiar and disturbing to me because, like, if I, in person, um, you know, throughout all the cities I've lived in and all the bars I've been to and the places I've, hung out, you know, a dozen times in my life, maybe gotten anything physical, whatever. Sometimes over different things. One time was a dude slapped some shit on my girlfriend's hand. Well, they physically assaulted my girlfriend. Okay, let's find out. And then somebody pushed me. You know, and sometimes it was like me mouthing off, and somebody did something. I was like, really? Well, sometimes, 2 times, a taxi cab driver tried to run me over when it was my right of way. Punch me in the face. Yeah, yeah. These things happen, and I get it, and that's in public. But like over fucking online or something on a phone, woo, it's weird shit, man. So that's my day. So I'm not against anything. Like if I set myself up to get punched in the face, hey, so be it. But this was not anything like that. So it was just like out of my periffs. It was out here. Like I'm like, what? I literally I thought the person was joking. I thought this person was just joking. And then I look at my dude and no, I was like, oh man, okay, that's what it is. So that was my day. It was fun. It was fun nonetheless. I had a good day. Got some donuts. Got some barbecue. Got a little bit of wine. Having a good day. I'm not gonna let that adjust my mentality towards humanity to any degree. It just does. I just question like the amount of influx of information through reality that has caused people, as my earlier title of my show, my last show, where does the anger come from, confusion, and all of these kind of these feelings that crop up that never have anything to do with the what you're looking at, but it has to do with what's before that. You're never most people never deal with. I think it was Guido Krishnamurti, or maybe one of them, one of the Krishnamurtis, or it wasn't Alan, but they say it's easy to be angry, but it is exceptionally hard, almost impossible, to be angry to the right degree, at the right time, for the right reason, at the right person. It's damn near impossible. And we can see this in everything that we deal with. Your boss is angry at you. Your boss isn't really angry at you because you didn't get the paperwork done right that you had to do for it was due at 4 and you didn't. That's not no. He's mad because his wife is fucking the next door neighbor. That's what he's mad about. Yeah, you're not mad at you get mad. You're like your dog does something. Oh, fuck. No, you're not really mad at the dog. You're not mad at your kid for whatever they're doing because you're the one that's supposed to be teaching them. You can't really get mad at your child, can you? You're not mad at somebody that doesn't know how to. They never played a game or a sport before. You can never be mad at them for not knowing how to do it. There's all sorts of those things that are fed into. Well, you're a professional at that, so you know how to do it. So if you're so good at it, then how come you're not a good teacher at it? And part of teaching is sometimes faking being mad, which definitely can help people. But most of it is being empathetic towards someone's situation, which a lot of people don't know because they were it was sucked out of you at an early age. Education pulled the sympathy and empathy out of you and instructed you in computer operating systems to not deal with any types of feelings. Man, you cannot cry. You don't cry. You're a man. How dare you? And women are too emotional, right? But they're not logical. They don't even know how to drive, right? And it's all that kind of bullshit, which is not true. Actually, I know an Asian woman is a better driver than I know most fucking white dudes that I know. I know white dudes. I know a white motherfucker that can't even parallel park. I was like, well, he drives in forward and almost clips the back end of the car. And I only been in the car with him a few times. I was like, B, you can't parallel park, and he kind of laughed. He was like, no, I just rather going forward. I was like, yeah, but you know how close you are to banging your fucking car out? Like, just parallel park. It's so simple. Doesn't know how to do it. He's a chump. But I know chicks that can whip a fucking. I know chicks who drive a fucking 6-speed, whip that bitch in there. Okay, it's not that actually won't cry. That can make dudes cry. Oh shit, you know, role reversal. But we got roles now, or what are we? What are y'all? What are y'all in Hollywood? Y'all playing white black hats? Y'all playing male female dynamics? Do you do you remember what you were before you were born? Now that would be the same question as do you know what you will be when you die? Same question. And nature abhors a vacuum. So if you're alive now and you were before you were alive, you were dead, you would die again. So you'd be two deads and one alive. Well, then you'll have to be alive again. Don't worry, the life will bring you back in here. But it's just because you don't know what death is and you don't know how that works. But what were you when you were dead? Were you a man or a woman? Hmm. When you were alive, are you a man or a woman? You might suggest that physically you appear as one thing, but your operating modality, the way the modus operandi of your consciousness is neither male or female, and then it's not masculine, it's not feminine, and it's definitely not electric, and it's not magnetic. It's something beyond that. It's whatever the zero field is. What is the primal force of? It's not even a force. It's just an essence of energy that just is there. What is that? What is that? You can be that when you're alive too, but you play too much like you gotta lean to the left or lean to the right. No, you can only do that if you're off balance. Like you only have to do that if you're off balance. I mean, you can do that if you are good at it. If you're good in the middle, then you can do this because it's fun, because that's called dancing. If you centered, you can dance. But if you're not centered, you're always going to be looking like you don't know what you're doing. This is why white people can't dance. That's a fact. Because they're not balanced, they're not centered. They're always sitting over here. So if I'm dancing, they go, well, how do I dance? You know, because they don't know what it means. They're so far. Well, I'm a left swinging Republican. I'm a right swing Democrat. You know, it's people that divide themselves up that way, and that division that they have over those types of inane things are mentally what they're challenged with. How feminine can I be? What the fuck does feminine mean? For all you fucking feminists that act masculine. Isn't that funny? And all you masculine dudes who have become emasculated that act feminine, because that's not what that means. That's not what's going on. That's masculine and feminine and electric and magnetic just have to do with the polarity of internal and expression. Absorb and expression. That's all it is. And a balance a little bit between I'm emotionally invested in something and I feel about something, and I can also logically predict that I'm not going to go, oh, feels good now, so I'm going to go ahead and fucking blow 600 loads into the next fucking 6 chicks I'm with and expect not to have children, because that wouldn't be too logical, would it? So we can have some happy medium where we can feel something. We also use our brain on the other side to rationalize and realize actual fact, I have these fingers, and if somebody hits me, that might hurt. I'll feel that, but I'll still logically progress through the notion that I know right now that if there's a cop sitting there at that stop sign and I just fucking blow through a red light, I'm probably going to get pulled over. That's a logical progression. It's not me feeling. If I go, I don't feel like I'm going to get pulled over today, that doesn't change the fact that I've I tried to bypass all of logic. Now, feelings can bypass logic for a lot of good reasons. There's a lot of good. There's no good reasons to have a child, but feelings will tell you like maybe we should be the ones to continue on the human species, the human experience, the race of these next systems of play. Maybe, but the whole dynamic that people are playing right now, what's being played out in the entire world is black transvestite. I'm telling you, this is the black transvestite feminists. So what have you done? You've taken feminism. Oh, we've been for so long. Transvestites, you don't understand us. Black people have been repressed. So now if you take those three together, that's what's being played out in society right now. In the 90s, you didn't have shit to do with that. Nobody was fucking like in the 90s what you had was you either knew hip hop and you were down with that kind of culture or you weren't. You either understood that there were people that were gay and maybe some trannies here and there, and you accepted their culture. You go over to go to what's the streets over there in San Fran? I've never been to San Fran, but I know that there's always those two main streets that you go over there, like you understand that culture and feminism, the empowering women. Well, I mean that slid all the way to empowering women to the point that they want to be men, which is just fucking weird. But okay, feminism in his perfect position, it's righteous. Get it, Black Power movement, not Black Lives Matter. Fuck that bullshit. Black Power. Let's understand what that means. Let's understand that, and let's understand what transhumanism, transvestite, and gay homosexuality, what that is. If you understand those things at the level they're at, oh, you understand everything. Because that's what it is at the essence of the earth. Anything is possible. But then when people start to misguide and miscue people on what the purpose is, like if you listen to 10 different people on the news talk about what they think any of those things are, they're going to give you 10 different opinions. They're not going to give you any of who's giving the money, what the symbology means, and what the actual movement was originally catapult into your consciousness through the media. What it was originally for. They'll never they can't tell you that. A, because they're repeating shit. B, because they don't know and they're not going to do the research. And C, because they make too much money off of causing chaos within people's minds to not know what those three things mean. What does gayness or homosexuality mean? What does feminism really mean? What does the real truth underneath Black Lives Matter or Black Power, which is a better idea, if you even understand what Black Mother Earth is? Nobody wants to get into that because there'd be too much psychology. You'd have to break down so many walls and barriers within people's mentality of what they've been brought up to believe, and especially if you want people to living. You got people living in pop culture. They want to be part of groups of things. You know how weak people are? Weak people join groups, and you know what they do? They have to hide behind the group. Well, I'm part of this group because they'll have your back. Yeah? Are they right? I don't really care. They got my back. What's better? What's better to be right with God, to be right with yourself, to be right with nature, or just to go along with pop culture references towards insignificant, idiotic ideals and promulgations towards just perturbing, pestering, pustulant, porky type ideas of just like how people how they just are. Like they're so. This is mealy mouth motherfuckers that just talk shit because they heard somebody else on TV say it, and it's like, well, if I got 50% of people that believe it, well, at least I got 50% of people that if I say something, I'm gonna hear that. It's called everybody knows about this thing these days, and they've really they tell you it from one direction and you never see it from the other direction. And the truth is, it's not what they're saying. It's called virtue signaling. The virtue signaling is pop culture reference. So if something is pop culture, that's virtue signaling, and that's what people do. But then they use people that are actually standing their own consciousness, their own ground, their own knowledge within the earth, knowledge with the truth of the reality of nature, of what's going on, and they call those people virtue signalers. Not the people that are sitting with pop culture going, well, I'm just going to say, wear a mask because I care about everybody. Because if you don't wear a mask, you're the asshole. I'm not going to wear a mask. I mean, some places I have to because I want a beer. I want to get some groceries. I'm not going to cause a fucking chaotic fucking thing. But when you got people online going, people that don't wear masks, you're an asshole and blah, 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 blah. Why? Why would they ever do that? Because the majority of people are listening to the pop culture reference. So what they're doing is they're virtue signaling to the people that are on the same conscious wavelength, which is pretty much unconscious, idiotic, retarded, naive, foolish, clueless, done no research, know nothing, but they like to just repeat something they've heard. And so they sound cute. They believe, well, they like me. Yeah, well, they're dumb assholes just like you. That's the truth. Now, if I say that, how many people got my back? They're going to go, oh, shit, there's only like 30 of us and there's like 100 of them. Oh, fuck, I'm just going to go stand over here. And who's going to actually stand there and say, well, the truth is, the mask is actually causing you a lot of problems, and I'm trying to help you here, and I'm trying to breathe and stand my own ground. Now, if you need 6 foot distance and you're wearing a mask, you're healthy. Now keep your 6 feet. You wanted the rules. Now stay 6 feet away from me and keep your fucking mask on. Keep your mask on and stay 6 feet away from me. That's your rules, not mine. I don't make rules. I'm an anarchist. Look at me, I'm crazy. I'm not going to run up on you. I'm not going to get near you. If you want to come near where I am, I have no problem with you. I'll give you a hug if you want one. I'll shake your hand. I'll say hello. I'll look you dead in the eyes and I'll smile at you. And you know what you do? You'll hide behind the mask and then you'll walk up to me and get within my 6 foot radius that you implied upon me. And now you've walked within your rules, your laws, your obligations, and you've broken your own ordinances, not mine. So take your mask off. Now we're on equal grounds. Feel free to come within 2 feet of me. Now don't say a damn word because now we're on equal footing. You don't have a mask on and you're within 6 feet of me. Okay, we're on the same level. Now you have nothing to be scared of. Now we're equal. Oh, now you got a mask on. 6 feet away. Don't talk to me. There's your rules. You applied them, not me. Now, for me, because I tend to not have a mask on, I will smile at people and I'll make a joke to people and I'll try to make people feel better that wear masks. If there's older people that I can tell are having a hard time, I will adjust my gaze and my distance from them, and I won't get near them. If there are people that are working, I will make sure that I'll make sure that I give them a little joke. I'll make sure that I get in there because I know that they don't. I know that most people that are working, they don't want to wear those masks. They know how stupid they are. They've done the research. Most of them. Most of those people don't want to wear those masks. So what I'll do is I'll make them feel more comfortable with wearing the mask. I'll put my mask up, and I'm like, "Are you sure that?" And I'll play with them. And if they respond to me, because I can tell with people's eyes, I will continue that and make them feel. I'll make them feel better about like, "Hey, I get it. You have a job and you need to make enough money to take care of your bills. I understand. But anybody else that wears a mask, if you're wearing a mask and you come into my space, you're the one literally." You're attacking me. Not that I feel that way, because I don't feel attacked. But because of the rules that you've made, that you've applied to your life, you have to remember this. The masks and the 6 foot reference are for you to cue yourself to your consciousness. If you see a red snake on the ground, I don't know who you are and I don't know where you live, but I'm going to guess about 90% of people, even if you didn't live in Texas, Arizona, if you didn't live in Mexico, if you didn't live in any places over in India, if you didn't live places that have snakes, even if you don't know, red snakes means that motherfucker is poisonous and is going to bite you, and you better know you should drink your piss because that will clean your because let me just I'll just say a little side note. When a snake bites you, the venom coagulates your blood. And urine as well as alcohol are both blood thinners, but urine most especially, because it will start to break apart that blood clot. And so the reason that the snake bite will kill you, the snake venom, is the blood clot will start to happen and get into your heart or whatever, and it will clog you up and you will die. You won't be able. But if you drink some urine, all of a sudden that will go into your blood system very quickly, because your blood will every 3 minutes it makes a cycle. So your urine will have every antibody for that snake bite, and it will heal you. So if you ever get if you're allergic to bee stings or snake bites, and you don't have any of the you don't have the EpiPen or whatever the fuck you need, your urine's going to save your life. Period. You'll save your own life. Your piss will. But if you were in a store and you seen something that looked harmful, now we say red snake, that's going to bite you, and what do? Keep your 6 foot distance and keep your suit on so it won't bite you and it won't get you sick. So you keep your rules. Now, I might be a red snake. I might be a green snake, or a yellow one, or a blue one, or an orange one, or you might call me Joseph. In the Technicolor dream coat. I might have crossed the rainbow bridge once or twice. So I might actually have healing modalities. But if you see that as that I might damage you or hurt you, then it's not my rules to apply to you that you need to stay within you have to stay 6 feet away from me, or that or you need to wear a mask. It doesn't bother me. I seem to be perfectly healthy. I'm in pretty good condition, despite all of my, all of the dumb shit that I might do. So I just, again, implore people to, if that's the way you need to live and you live in fear, don't apply your fear to everyone else. We're not stupid. I guarantee you that. I went to college in high school. I took MIT classes. You talk, oh, you live in your mother's basement. Yeah, those kids that live in their mother's basement, you know what they're doing? They're not just playing video games. They're reading a lot of books. They're doing research you don't have time to do. So I would start to respect those people. And I didn't live in my mother's basement for 20 years. I have not had to have the general, I've had plenty of jobs. I've had plenty of work to do. But I've studied as much as anybody. I might know something. So don't think for a second the people that don't wear masks are stupid, and just because the people in Florida are a bunch of goofy people that are just trying to go, I live in Florida, you're not going to take away my rights, I'm going to do, they got the right answer for the wrong reason. I'm getting the right answer for the right reason. So just remember that the rule of life is you're not supposed to apply your sense of what you perceive to be logic or feelings or science on anyone else. And here's why I say science, because anything that, well, I love science. Do you know how many times science A proves itself wrong, and B, more importantly, do you know how many scientific experiments go into anything that you think you know, including the medicine you think you know and everything? Do you know how many different studies were done on everything that you think you know about? Hundreds. Do you know how many colleges there are? How many universities that do a study on the same fucking thing? And lots of them actually verify what I'm saying. And you know what they do with those? They just put them aside, because the people paying... Understand this. The people paying for the studies to be done to make sure their drugs get passed, they're saying, here's the outcome I need. Here's $1 million. Make this outcome happen. So what these studies do in these, whether they're collegiate or whether they're one of these professional organizations that make buku bucks, you know what they're doing every year? Making a lot of money. And they go, here, hey, I come over here and I'm like, hey, I need this answer. They go, oh, we get you that answer. Give us a little while. They go through hundreds and hundreds of studies until they get a way to prove that this equals this. Do you know if I said X, then I'm going to give you a bunch of different X equals, and here we'll put a quotes here, a Y minus 3 dash, and I put in this is algebra. Anybody take algebra? I used to take very high level math. Anybody know this? You want to go to the next shit? You want to go to trigonometry and all this shit? Point is, if I say I just need this to equal this, but you got to fill in the blanks, it might take them a while, but they'll fill in the blanks somehow. But just because they can fill in the blanks there doesn't mean that's applying to the 800 other times they failed at it. But they're gonna hand that out, and everyone's gonna go, science. It proves that this little pill makes this. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know. I know. Advil's gonna make my headache go away, and if I have a little inflammation, it'll make it go away. But you know what? A couple weeks into doing that, my liver's fucking hurting. My kidneys ain't feeling so good. Wonder why. And that's an actual fact. I had a little fucking problem. I took some Advils and shit for a couple weeks. Wasn't sleeping well. My dog died. I was like not sleeping well. I was taking on a sleeping pill, like a little bit of I was over aggressing my body with things that my body should have been producing naturally, but because of mental anxiety, hyper depression, etc., I was balancing on my body outside of myself, and I started to put things that became over a burden to my liver. And so now, but I know how to fix that. I'll just go do some coffee enemas, and I'll do some water fasting, lemon lime water, blah blah blah. I know how to fix this shit. I look good for my age. I know what the fuck I'm doing. But I do know why that happened, and I also know why this one little thing that they're trying to sell you cost them $2 million to get a study done to verify, and then you're gonna go, oh, but science says so, and I'm like, I could show you 50 studies that say that didn't work that way. But you know what? It's just what people choose to believe. Science is scientism. It's the new religion. And that's what we're dealing with. Science and digital technology. Are you digital? I hope not. Try to explain this to people about computers. Computers they come in binary systems. Do you know back in the 80s there used to be trinary computer systems? In fact, there still are, but they are not popularized because trinary computer systems were too powerful. A binary computer system gives you on and off switches. It means either yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Bible. Binary. Split. We live in a biblical, binary, bipolar, opposing world. On or off. Yes or no. Black or white. That's what they give us. But then the tribal people know different. And the trinary systems know different. And a trinary system means on or off, or the middle says, not right now, maybe. Not right now, maybe. Now, if you put a switch into that position, it makes the calculations so much more difficult for the computer, but it's still opening up that one entry point and into a different set of. So if I adjust these things over here, that will adjust the first thing that I said to yes or no. So if you gave me a question, hey, do you want to go to the park with me? I'll say, I don't know. Now, if you ask the computer system's binary, do you want to go to the park? It says yes or no. No. Oh, fuck. If I say, I don't know, you go, okay, ask it another question. Well, there'll be hot dogs there. Well, I don't like hot dogs. That was my answer. I don't, that's not helping. That's not helping your, oh, there'll be dogs there. Ooh, it's getting closer to yes. Still in the I don't know position. Right? Now you start asking the computer, so that trinary system is actually in a different state of flux, where the binary system is it's either on or off. It's either yes or no. So it's so obvious. Where in the real world, no one works that way. No one is completely against anything, and no one's completely for anything. Like most people that say they're against a one world government and a new world order. If you really ask them what they're against about it, they're against the larger perspective they've been given of people that don't understand what it is. I'm not for or against it. I'm against the people that are doing it for the reasons they're doing it and how they're doing it. Am I against the general principles of what it means to have a land that is all of ours, and we all have to like universally? It's just us, the human species? Yes. And I think most people would agree with that. Get rid of the borders, get rid of the whole wars over this land, and there's the laws like this and that, and everything's. I think everybody agree with that. But yet the way they're going about it, and they're using a dual-based, binary dual fighting system, not a tribal triangulation balanced of a system. There's no balance in duality. There's a balance in triangulation, or three things. So yeah, there's what I had to say about that. I don't know who else is showed up. There's like 20 people here now. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And as always, I know some people get very carried away with the wonderful. I would say my voice might be luxurious, almost like creamy and yeah. Oh, thank you. And there was three people that knew I was about to, look at it was so funny. Thank you for whoever just thumbs up because those three people Zen's about to fucking rip into our asses for not giving a thumbs up. Yes, I was. I was just gonna say I know some people get very involved in what I'm saying and they're just like what the fuck, and I understand that, and they forget to say thumbs up. I'm not gonna tell anybody to fuck off for not giving me a thumbs up. Although you 10 people can go, you know, go fuck some, go fuck some concrete that isn't quite set yet, that is about to set, and just lay there and fall asleep as you orgasm. And after you orgasm into the concrete, you fall asleep, and then hopefully that concrete will just harden around your stiffy, right? And then you wake up, and lucky you, it'll be soft. You'll pull out, and then you'll have a dick print in the sidewalk or wherever that concrete is. And then everyone will know what a dick you are for not giving me a thumbs up. What's up, Safe? What's up, Safe 7? Hey, Safe 7, are you the because I know there's two Safes that come here. I don't know if they spelled the same. Are you the one with the channel? Because I've seen some of your videos, if I'm thinking correctly. I think I've even commented. Or are you not the Safe that has the channel? Because I was gonna say I like what you do. You do short videos, like 3 minutes, and they're kind of like funky and weird. That's you? Yeah. Okay, I know who you are. I mean, I don't know who you are, but yeah. And what's up, Sin Corona? What's up, Time? Hey, Sin. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. What's going on? And Black Sun, thank you for having my back. And yeah, peace, love. I hear you. I think we're supposed to make meant to awaken this crap, or the internet would have been shut down. I definitely agree with you because they could shut anything down, and this is why I've always said like I'm not really that upset with my channel being kind of leveled off at like the amount of people that can check my channel out because I'm sure I'd piss a lot of people off if they're not ready to hear this. They'll get really mad and they would frustrate. And I think I think if there was a higher guide or controller or archon or architect of another level up, whether it's myself at a higher level or just some other being, they'd be like, Zen's gonna get really pissed if we let Zen have fucking 50,000 subs. There's gonna be 100 people that are gonna be talking shit, and he's gonna wild the fuck out, and that's not gonna be good for anybody. It's not gonna be good for his mental health. It's not gonna be good for them catching fucking wreck. So I think, so that's always a thing. So the point is, as much as I bitch about, which isn't that much, bitch about YouTube's algorithms and not getting new subs and whatever, all in all, I still have a channel, and here I am. And yeah, so there you go. Are you detoxing? How are you? Which in what way are you going to detox? Is it going to be liquids? Are you going to detox the ear balls? Are you going to detox the eyeballs, the nose holes, just the mouth realm, just the things you're eating, or are you going to detox like full on, like put things in to clean you out, or are you just gonna do like a clay and cilantro and that kind of shit, or are you going to just water juice? Anyway, so whoever here is in the background of you 18 people that don't get an opportunity to speak to me, feel free to say hello. I do not bite. I don't always. Maybe some of you comment at the end of shows when I'm yelling at people. Yeah, you can't take that too. You can't take that too personal, because some of it's not directed at you. Some of it's like just for individual people because I might have talked to them off of line, and I just do it on here. The other times it's just because I'm a fucking wild retard. But hopefully you don't take that. Yeah, so say hello. I will say hello back to you. Liquids and turpentine. Oh, you want the terp burps, huh? Yeah, terp burps are crazy, man. I do have a little tequila, and I'm going to very soon. I'm moving soon, everyone. And hopefully you will all join me. Not only am I moving my physical location to a new residency, I'm also going to be moving this channel probably, and hopefully you guys will join me. And what I'm going to try to do is make it like a monthly subscription on one of these fucking stupid ass things. I hate to do it, but for people that I know that have known me, I'll make it cheaper. That I know that there's some of you that have given to me relentlessly and proficiently, and like you've helped me. So I'll make it as like if we chat, I'll make it next to nothing if I can, however that works. But for the rest of you, like you're gonna have to pay to listen to me talk, and I'm probably gonna shut most of my videos down. It just has to be done because I need to make X amount of dollars a month, or else I'm going to be homeless. That's just about the size of it. I mean, before it was like in the air. It was wavering that I would be, but I just haven't not made anywhere near enough currency to constitute Zen having a fucking roof over his head. And if without a roof, I don't have this, and without this, you don't have me. So I'm gonna put everything probably on Patreon. I hate it because I'm gonna have to pay taxes. I wish it could have been different. I put this out here so many times. I wish people could have just fucking, said, hey, every month I'll give you $2, and it could have been like 50 people that give me $2 a month. You know, that could have been something, right? And it could have been like, oh shit, maybe, hey, here's a phone call, blah blah blah. It just never worked out that way. It just didn't. So, gotta do things different now. What's up, champion? What's up, Alex Rankin? What up, yo? Big up yourself, rude one. Yeah, yeah, man. I hear you. I don't like anything about it. I never have. I've somehow at most I've done enough to relinquish myself from having to do that type of thing where I had to tax people. I don't like the idea. I don't want to be that fucking. I might have to do things that are literally against what I used to consider, like if I had any moral ethics or codes of conduct towards how I would, you know. I think treating people freely, like giving what I have and hoping I get something in return is fair enough to the universe. But return on my investment for what I provided to reality has not come to fruition to any degree monetarily, not yet. I've been taken care of. Don't get me wrong, but the people, as a whole kaleidoscopic view of the universe, yeah, like there's some stop limiters from a lot of places that are just not paying me what I fucking deserve. I mean, I don't know what I deserve. Maybe I just think too highly of myself. Maybe too many people blowing my head up say, "Yo, you a good dude. I like what you say. You brought lots of goodness to me. I just don't have like I get it a lot, and that's always why I never want to because I know the people that need it the most from me don't have it. That's the point of me doing this is that people that don't have money will figure out how to make some. We'll figure out how to like people that aren't healthy, they'll figure out how to be healthy, and that health will help them. And for what like not bitching, I'm not complaining. Kind of am bitching, I'm kind of complaining. I could probably do a couple magical things, but as I've told people before, I tend to, despite the fact that I teach that to people, I tend to stay away from it. Just because there is always there's always hinges to other things when you do magic, and yeah, I asked for a couple types of magic to be connected to me, and one was a high functioning use of the English language, and that for that I think I gave up finances a little bit. I probably should have just asked for a lot of money. So how all these stupid assholes are like they make videos and they're idiots, and every video they make has got cut. They videotape for like 2.5 weeks and they cut it down to like 3 minutes, and there's always these cuts because they're not talking right and they don't know what the fuck they're saying. And you got these people that are out there making fucking rap music, and they put the fucking adjust their voice, and they're making millions. They don't know half the words they're saying, know what they're doing, but they ain't got to worry about where to sleep tomorrow. I should have probably asked for that. God damn it. I guess I still could. You know, as they say, the genie's lamp, you can rub it as many times you want. Nobody gave you 3 wishes. That was never the original story. Here, I'm going to give you a little lesson. The original story of the genie's lamp, it wasn't you get 3 wishes. You get as many as you want. You can always rub the genie's lamp. And it has to do with jinn and genies and the people who call them the fallen angels. But most of the fallen angels, the reason why they fell and the reason why they will answer your wishes because they're trying to get back up. So they do things for people. Fallen angels have become demons. You understand? If you fall off a ladder and you fall into a pit of darkness or mud, how do you get out? You help other people and they reach down and pull you out of that pit. So you're a fallen angel. Where the demon, so that fallen angel has become a demon. But that demon that was been sitting there just struggling to get out of there, everybody's like, oh, you dirty fucking demon. They're just struggling out and they get out of there. They fucking rise up and become the fucking angels to take care of things. The angels and the demons always switch positions. As you would see, the ladder, yes, it goes up, but it also goes down. It's that game, Chutes and Ladders. So, yeah, man, angels and demons is a very interesting concept for people to have. It's like, you know, God and devil. But God and devil is too stark. Angels and demons, I think, gives people a little... Like, if you say God and the devil, you're doing this. If you say angels and demon, you're kind of in here. Because most people don't really realize that, you know, Lucifer, right? Or, you know, that kind of character. He was Jesus' top angel, that kind of thing. God's top angel, right? And they fell down. And then you have the demons that I don't know if you've ever lived in. I don't know. You know, you gotta have friends in high and low places. You know, you ever have friends in low places where they're like not the greatest people per se, but they got you and they'll do they got love. And you got people that are like good people, but they wouldn't do shit for nobody. The world is inverted. Now, if you really look at the world the right way, the person that looks like a good person that wouldn't do shit versus the person that had, you know, been through some struggles, invert the reality. Who's the good person? The demons tend to be. Yeah. Demon. Isn't demon somehow spelled monad? DEMONMONAD? I'm just asking. You know what a monad is, right? A monad is a circle with a dot in the middle. It's a sun symbol. I mean, it can a monad can be a number of things, but it is basically remember how I remember, like, if you look at my early videos, I showed people and gave you some instructions on how to create sigils, and you use what would be a monad. See, monad. And in fact, this is funny because here's the inner realm. Check it out. Here's the inner realm. Here is where we live. This would be called where the Aryans live. This is the Aryan realm where the white people live. This is where the red people live in Atlantis, or you might call it Earth or Gaia. This is where we live. This is where Lumerians or the yellow people live. This is the Lumerian realm, yellow people, Asian people. And here's where the black people live, or blue people. This is what you call Hyperborea. So as this realm pushed out, the first realm was the black people, then the yellow people, black people, yellow people, red people, white people. This is why Aryans are the youngest and they think they own everything, because they just came from the center realm, which was their polarity was tied together through Mercury and what you'd call the black sun, apparently. So there was Mercury is a kind of like the reason Mercury controls Gemini is because it's masculine and feminine. It's the sun and the moon compressed together. So in the middle right here, they came out from there and became this Aryan realm. So they're the air realm, and then we have the earth realm, and then the water realm, and then the fire realm. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on the air, earth, fire, water, which realm is which, but I'm pretty sure the Aryans are the air realm, and I'm pretty sure we're either in the water realm because that's why it was Atlantis and water world, and then the Lumerians were probably, I mean, Asian people. I think because they're fishy, they're kind of like this, right? They're fish people. I think they're the water realm, and we might be the earth realm. But I'm almost certain the realm on the outside, Hyperborea, where the black blue people live. This is why they always say black people showed white people how to tie their shoes and comb their hair and wash, which isn't too far from the truth. It just has to do with it. This is why you always have in movies the old black man that is the teacher. He's always God. I mean, why is Morgan Freeman, aka anybody know who Morgan Freeman is? Anybody that's been on here knows who Morgan Freeman is. Jimi Hendrix, that outside realm. Well, now he personally is almost certainly from the this realm. He's American. He's native. He's a feather. He's feather people. I don't think he's black. I think he's red man. I think he's red realm. So that's the black, yellow, white, and red. If you look up the Native American circular flag, it'll be a cross with a circle, red, white, yellow, black. That's the four root races of reality, which goes a lot deeper into some other things. But I'm not going to do that talk right now. Yeah, Alex. Alex, you owe me about $1 million. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really do, man. Maybe you know what? Hopefully, one of you motherfuckers gets rich on the what's that thing where everything's digital currency. I'm playing around. If you can, because digital currency is an easier way to make money than just going off and dicking around at a job. But if you're playing with the crypto and all that shit, if somebody makes a lot of money there and you want to put me on your team, fuck it. I'm happy speaking. I don't need a lot. You know, if I got enough to pay for like a roof over my head, food and drink, I'm good. I don't need to be a rich man. I never wanted that. I just don't want to have to fucking sleep outside. I mean, I want to sleep outside. I don't want to have to sleep outside. If you understand what I'm saying. I mean, I don't need to drink. I just like to drink. I don't want to eat. Sometimes it's fun, that kind of shit. What's up, psilocybin's entity? Uh, hey, psilocybin entities, go do it, man. Yeah, yeah, go do it. Enjoy. Uh, Synchron, I hear you, man. Target store is a monad. Yes, that's the original sun symbol. I mean, well, it's not the monad per se doesn't mean sun symbol, but it tends to. So the symbol for sun or gold is literally this. Hold on. It's get rid of this one, and this. So this and this. You just have two circles. That's the original monad or yes, monad, which is as I was saying earlier, nomad. Monad, nomad. Yeah, it's the movement of the sun and the energy and shit. And I don't know why I say and shit. Kind of like Norb's new. Hey, Danny. I did not see the whole thing of Norb's new 2.5 hour one. Did he add any? Hey, did he add anything new, or was it just his old ones recomprised? Because I seen the one that he did that was just the video with the audio behind it. And I was like, all right, that's cool to go to bed to. And I've seen all his old ones. Then he did his 2.5 hour one, and I started watching it. And I was like, this seems like just his old ones. Did he do new? There's there new information in there? Because I'll check it out. I just haven't watched the whole thing yet. Yeah, the sun is the target. See, and it is. What is it? What color is it? It's red. Think about it. If everything in this realm is a they talk about the red blue swap or red blue connection, which makes purple. So you got the red and blue makes the purple. The red chakra is the base chakra, and the as you move up, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. That's your throat, indigo, and then violet up here, the violet flame. You're collapsing those to make a purple chakra, and this is where you get even the idea of purple heart. You know, ultraviolet. Yes. So you can have a purple heart or a purple something on top of your head, but the that's the compression of the two realms. And then there's also we live in the blue realm, And the other realm is Mars. Why is everybody going to Mars? Everything is red. Everything, there's a red tint to things. Red tint, if you go to red light district, is more comforting. It's good for the eyes. It produces um, more serotonin, I believe. There's a couple things that the color red produces. It makes me more comfortable. I don't like blue. The color, I mean, I like the blue color blue on me. And I don't mind it during the day so much, but most of the time I like the color. I don't like the, here's funny is I don't like the color red in general, but I like a red or orange hue to things. I like the colors green and purple. I've always loved green and purple and orange once in a while. But red on itself, I don't like to look at. But the hue of it, I love it. Like my phone is on red right now, and I like to look at red. I mean, not chicks that wear red dresses. Yeah, I'm kind of over that. Like watch The Matrix. In the movie, it's always the girl in the red dress. There's a thing there. But the red hue of the other realm is just like a inverted principle of what's here. And if everything's fucked up here, then I think there's a good reason that a lot of people would want to go to the red realm. I probably would go to the red realm, but then again, I think there's a if you can compress reality, you get to the purple realm. I'll take purple over red and blue any day because it is red and blue. It's both of them, kind of. Yeah, hey, Danny, um, Red October. Yeah, red. Remember Hunt for Red October? Remember that movie? And so is Simon. You never wear red. Yeah, red. If you're a water sign or a cold-blooded person, or you have a cold heart, or there's certain there's a reason to wear red because it's pushing energy into you a certain way. I probably because I'm already very heightened of awareness, I don't like to wear red either. Red is not a good color for me. Um, but when I get a tan, blue looks especially good on me. Whenever I'm just looking like I normally look, I wear green. I wear green. I wear like shit like this is always looks cool on me, but it's all the colors, right? Um, there's certain colors that browns, creams. I like earthy tones. I like earthy tones when I'm just me. If I have a nice tan, then I want something more vibrant, and I want to wear more purples, and I want to wear more bright colors. Yeah, the more tan I get, the more bright colors I want to wear. Alex, yeah, the plasma gas, the red one is the iron. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, it makes sense. So I mean, it depends on how far you up. Like if we just were to float up in the sky right now, we could see the different gases in the air and the ionization of as the light passes the frequency. Like it's the how do you even say that? That's not even the right way to say it. The light passes the frequency. Light does not move; it only reproduces itself. And as the light reproduces itself in different octaves, so the octave closest to what you'd call the dome or the toroidal field is going to have a different frequency of energy, which is only um, displaying the whatever the sun is giving, right? That reproduction of hey, here's the sun, which is infinitely everything. And the first realm, the first level is producing what might be red light, and the next one is producing what might be orange light, and those different gases, you can look into people playing with flames and using different gases, and you can even look into people that buy you can buy these different little pieces of stones that you can throw into your fire, and then it will start to create your fireplace will be the flame will be green because it's producing that gas, and so the gas is burning green. It's adjusting its temperature slightly, but it's also it's adjusting its temperature because it's adjusting its uh, the temperature is related to its frequency, its modulation, how quickly. So if you put something there a little denser, it's gonna cool it down because it's gonna be a harder time burning it off. If you had something very easy to burn, it'd burn off very quick and it'd be hot. Yeah, hotter is quicker. It's like that slow burn. uh, Yeah, Alex. Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to just talk through this one because there's so many things that I'm thinking about right now. All of the different teachers, and between the gases, the planets, the astrology of it, and the gases in our sky, and the colors of the flames, and the colors of the chakras, and the colors of the keys on the piano. When you overlay that shit, it's pretty interesting. I should probably just spend a few like a week or two and just overlay the whole fucking thing for you. But there are some people that already done the octaves with the colors and the keys of the piano and the smells. So you can find the color green. The color green is connected to the C note on the piano, which is the sound of 528 hertz, which is the C note, right? Which is the color green, which is also the smell of 4,267 megahertz, whatever the fuck it is. No, I mean whatever the smell is of mint. Those all line up, but they're 100 octaves apart each. The first one is 40 hertz. The second one is 528 megahertz. Then you know what I'm saying. Those frequency modulations are a smell is no different than a sound. It's just on a different frequency wavelength. So we're literally sitting here in these spacesuits, accepting one, two, three, four, five. We're accepting about five or six different octaves within our being. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, yo. Yeah, I just what I did there is I sneezed off camera because I didn't want anybody to think I had SARS or whatever the fuck they're doing. Uh, what's funny is I got anybody get one of those little you ever get a zit right there on the inside of the nose? Like right there? Oh, it's fucking terrible. And you always want to pop it, but you can't. And so it kind of like have you ever like pulled a nose hair and you just start crying? It's kind of like that feeling, that intense, but you can't do anything about it, so it's just kind of sore. And I want to pop it, but it's not quite ready to be popped. Danny, hey, Danny, get at me off over somewhere else. I don't even know what the lowering of the realm's walls. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I have no idea what that means, Danny. Yeah. Danny, you feeding the baby? Well, if you got one for the baby's mouth, you got the other to put into a jar and put it on some dry ice and send it my way. Alex, you feel training the chakras? Do you when you say train them, are you doing it like mentally, internally, where you're like focused on each one of them and you're really visualizing the chakras, or are you doing it like through like that certain foods and certain frequencies will affect those aspects of your body? Like there are sounds, right? You could look up root chakra, what is the sound, and you'll find the right sound. And you could play that, and as you're playing it, go. The lower chakra is Ram. You don't want to pronounce it as hard as I am, but it's Ram. Ram. Ram is the lowest chakra. So you, as it's doing it, the sound or the tone of a Ram. You want to get into that. Whatever that tone is going to be the tone that's going to be playing. And so you're in well, you're extoning it by saying it, but you can intone it internally. Like right now, if I go I'm extoning, but if I put it in my head and I go, I can actually kind of internalize the idea of the sound. But if I'm listening to it, I can kind of collect that and then really project the sound internally by saying the sound that I'm hearing. Does that make sense? And you could do that through each one of your organs or your if you call it chakras. The chakras are a little different than organs, but they're connected very very heavily to the organs. So yeah, so you got Ram, you got Lam, you got Om, you got silence, you got Om, you got Nom, Rom, Ram, Lam. Go look. I forget two of them. I forget the order, and I don't want to do them out of order. Go look up this Santos Bonacci. I think he just did it a couple days ago. He did the seven chakras, and six of them there's a sound associated, and one of them the highest is silence. So you go through the six chakras, Ram to Lam to Om. That's three of them. This is your homework. If you don't know, you don't even need to look him up. You could just look it up. There's the six chakras. Just look up Ram, and it's kind of like do re mi fa sol la ti do, and even in some languages they don't say ti. They say do ra ma fa sa la Milo. I forget the last two, but they change it a little bit. There's a little bit difference. I don't think they do the T. So there you go. Yeah, yeah. What do I think of my effects? Psilocybin. So here, if you want to see the results of beer cans, beer cons, beer con, beer con. I'm a good result of what would happen because of aluminum poisoning, because of BPA and your pineal gland becoming so um, distorted and inverted that you can't see anything. Now, I'm kidding about most of that, but I drink a lot of beer out of cans. I think that is so minimal in the grand scheme of what we're doing, especially considering most people are not eating a lot of things out of cans. The 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 micro amount of things that you're ingesting through cans is so it's kind of like how they try to ramp up and say, well, you scared of this. There's most things that we do on a daily basis that are way worse for us than eating fucking fruits and vegetables out of a can. Quite really, and drinking beer out of a can. Because I've eaten a lot of fruits and vegetables out of a can, and I've drank a lot of beer out of cans. Despite some people think I'm a fucking little bit crazy, a little bit Looney Tunes, my brain, for as far as I could tell, and I'd bet on myself most of the time, I'm probably smarter than most people in my short term, long term cognition, memory, ability to do mathematics or figure shit out is pretty high level. I don't. It hasn't really affected me. Uh, with that being said, I should we be eating out of cans? No. Is it a good idea? No. But I think it's worse that most people walk through their suburban neighborhood as their neighbor is driving off in their 1983 Ford Escargot, blowing fucking shit out the tailpipe as they're living inside of their house with their windows closed and their air conditioning on, and eating all of the high fructose corn syrup plus all of the other stupid food they're eating, and then going to McDonald's once or twice a week, and then hanging out with people that have bad attitudes and watching the TV, and then do you get what I'm saying here? There's so many more things that we're doing that is such a small of what's going on in reality. It's like it's like people are really upset about certain things that are going on. They're popularizing. Well, here's what we need to be upset at. And I was like, but don't you just walk around in the city all day and huffing and puffing all of the chemicals? You're drinking coffee that is has more chemicals. You're smoking a cigarette every now and then that has, what's going on here? That's not a big deal. Like chicks that are vegan that are like I've hung out with chicks. And actually this is probably one of the reasons that I had that my last relationship failed. Really cool girl I hung out with. And we dated for a while. And then it went from dating to turn into like we'll see each other whatever, and just it was purely physical after that. But the reason that it got to probably broke, like we didn't have a relationship, is because she used to always say she was a vegan. But then we'd go out and she'd be like, "Well, I guess I really want to have like fish tacos, or I want to have." She'd want something. I live in New Orleans, so like she grew up on it, so I could understand. Like every now and then, okay, you want that, but she's the kind of vegan that would say she's vegan and do everything to make sure everything's vegan, but then some things just okay, well, whatever. And then she also did more cocaine and ketamine and smoked more weed and did more LSD than I remember doing when I was, uh, you know, running around doing stupid shit. And I was like, and that's always the thing. I don't know how many vegan chicks I've known that claim to be vegan. Oh, I love this, I love that, and I need to be vegan. And how dare you? And they're sitting there going, but I'm vegan because I care about the whoo, these fucking sheep, man. Do you see them? They're so fluffy. Why would anybody want to kill them? And the lambs, have you ever eaten lamb? It's fucking disgusting. Can I get a bump of that over here? Look, I need to settle down. Little ketamine, please. Whoo, little fucking speedball. And I'm just like, so that's okay? Because you even know where any of that comes from? Do you even know what that implies and the kind of okay? So yeah, I mean, so as I'm developing the concept of a BPA and all this shit, I don't know. I don't think anything is as bad as most people make it out to be. Everything becomes bad if it becomes a like you're overdoing it all the time, like having a fucking piece of cake or some pie. If you had pancakes for breakfast 5 days a week, that's a problem. If you have pancakes for breakfast on Sundays because that's your family fucking thing, good for you. Enjoy it. You know? Am soho tutatere. I don't know this one. Om soho tutatere. Hey, psilocybin. Here's what I'm gonna remind you. If all you can afford is the 24-ounce tall boys, enjoy those, man. Here's why. Because the alcohol in and of itself is going to balance. If that's what you're drinking and that's what you require and that's what feels comfortable, that will quell and calm the spirit, as well as all of the alcohol will help cleanse the body. So whatever might be in there that might have been floating around as little particles, and not only will the alcohol help to remove not only that but other shit in your body. You know what I mean? And what's worse than anything, what I heard from this old woman, she was some sort of witch. She was weird. She said more important than anything, and this is one of the things that got out of her, even though I didn't really prefer her, like her at all. Um, I liked her a little bit. I liked her a couple times. Like she was nice ish. But then she had a little quirky weirdness about her. But what she said was this. She said, it will damage you more not to enjoy your food than to eat the worst food and just enjoy it. Make sense? Just enjoy what you're doing, and it's kind of like that won't harm me, and let's half at it. It's cool. We good. It's kind of like moving. Just move with it. Just dance and let the water flow through you and consume what you want. That's not to say to go out of your way to go murder all the animals and kill all the food and drink all the this and fuck this up. And, that shit is ruthless and stupid and rude and crude and ignorant. But if you're hanging out with certain people, fuck it. Gonna eat something, eat it. If you're gonna drink something, enjoy it. Enjoy it the way you can. Not everybody enjoys everything the same way. Some people enjoy pancakes because they think they're doing something that their parents would hate, and they're going, my parents would hate that I'm eating this, and they're enjoying the pancake. Other people go, I just like sweetness, and I do. I like sugar. And then other people go, I'm enjoying this because literally I know that the guy in the kitchen is a friend of mine and he's a great chef and he's put a lot of love in this. And then somebody else goes, I know that the wheat they're using is gluten free and the butter is actually from well kept cow. And all of these things go into this. And from everyone's vantage point, the reason they're enjoying it could be a different reason. But yet you could have somebody sitting there and go, for every reason, they're just like, everything's wrong with this. This butter comes from a cow. That's no good. There's a little bit of gluten in here. I know it. Gluten's bad for you. And go through everything. Grains are no good. I read it on the internet. And this is what my holistic doctor, who's balding, has glasses. I love that. I love that. The 42-year-old balding, blind, holistic doctor telling people what to do. It's always confusing to me. I'm like, bro, what happened to your hair? Why are you blind? I thought you was holistic. I thought you was doing all the vegan shit. How's that working out? He's like, well, you're a young man. You're not quite my age yet. I'm like, actually, no, we're about the same age, homie. You're just doing it wrong. Why are you so mad? Ah, Saint Corona. This is a great way to look at it. What you think about your food? Yeah, yeah. You got this is why people truly in the beginning of the whole thing, you bless the food. You look at it and you're thankful to the food. You go, thank you, dead animal. Their spirit has moved on. Thank you, and we've done you a favor. Now you get to move up in the ranks of whatever your spirit goes to, and then we're gonna enjoy your body. Thank you for your dead body. Thank you so much. And we go to the plants. Thank you for dying for us, plants. Now your energy can move to inside of me, and you can become part of me, and we can find all these different things that are that we're just thankful for. Yeah, you can do it internally. You can speak it out loud. Some people are better at intoning it. Some people are not good at verbalizing it to people. Like who? Not everybody can like go, pray to the room and say thank you to the food, and I want to. Yeah, some people are not good at that. You don't need to make those people do it. Just because people don't say it out loud doesn't mean they're not thankful. Do you know people how so many people are just they don't know how to say thank you. They don't know how to do it. It's like I don't know how to accept compliments. I'm good at saying thank you. Well, thank you so much. But I'm terrible at accepting compliments. Some people are not good at saying, at verbalizing. So let them internally just go, wow, I'm fucking thankful for all this. They just sit there and enjoy it and they go, wow, this is fucking amazing. And they'll just they'll thank God, whatever that is, internally. Sin Corona, we eat death to keep life. That's what shamans do. The death is reborn into you. There you go. For the plants, see they go psilocybin. That's the truth with the plant life. Plants put themselves there with their energy for a reason so you can consume them so they can become part of your experience. So the plants are a lower life form that want to be part of your consciousness. And then they understand what you understand, then and as you shit it out and becomes the earth, and then they become something else, maybe a tree or maybe something that an animal eats, and they become part of the next system. Animals, their spirit it releases from their body when they die, and you consume the meat, which still has some of their essence left, but their spirit moves on to the next realm. The plants, the spirit moves into you, and then is part of you, and it's seeing through your eyes. The see the difference? You understand how I'm saying this? Plant. This is why it doesn't move. It doesn't move. It doesn't run from you. You see the difference? If an animal runs from you, it doesn't want to die. It doesn't know why it doesn't want to die. It just doesn't want to. The plant goes, no, I want to be part of this thing here. So you eat it. And it becomes part, and it sees through your eyes, it hears, and it goes, whoa, holy shit. And then you shit it out, or it becomes the next evolution of that. Where when you kill an animal, if you do it the right way, it doesn't even feel it. And then it goes on to its next realm, and its spirit it just moves on. And then you take the body and you go, blessings, put it on the spit like the Hawaiians do, or you put it on depending on where you are, if it's halal meat or whatever. There's reason for doing and draining the blood and all of this. But yeah, it's if it's done the right way, if it's done the right way, as long as there's no suffering involved, is what you're looking for. Animals shouldn't be fearful or suffering. There's easy ways to kill fish so they don't suffer. There's easy way to kill animals so they don't suffer or die. This is why the point is to hit the deer in the heart if you're bow and arrow. Like, oops, and the deer doesn't even know any better. Now, should you really want to have to go kill animals and all this shit? I don't think so, but we do still live in that realm where it is part of what we're doing here. Haha, psilocybin. Do I ever meet anybody that eats roadkill? Yes, a few people. I've met some people in person, and somebody online was joking about it. But no, it's actually somebody on here. It's somebody you'll see on here. I don't know. Maybe he'll come through today. What the fuck is his name? Um, there's two people. There's two people I talk to pretty much on a regular basis that are from like Midwest, and they're from like country. They're like country bumpkin, and either they're people, their family, or they have eaten road like maybe not roadkill, but whatever the fuck is there, they'll cook it up. Yeah. Yeah, especially it depends on how. There's a point that if something's dead for too long, the smell of it, you'll know. You just need to let that go to the earth. But if it's turning, you can always turn it into a liquor or a you can ferment it somehow. You can turn it into something else. Like eating it the way it is or cooking it, it's just made a good idea. But like, there's some things that you can turn into. You can always alchemize it some way. There's some things that are just past that peak prime, of at what point can I cook this? At what point can I? But there's some things that start to gone through the process of cadavering or fermenting itself, and at that point you just enable that process to occur quicker or turn it a little bit, so you can kind of adjust the fermentation process or the alchemy of it. You would need to know what you're doing, and I couldn't really tell you what that is. Like if you found a dead possum and you don't know if it was dead for 1 day or 4 days, would I need to salt it first, or would I put it in a jar, or would I put it in the vinegar, or would I put it in? I don't really know all that. I don't know how to do that with the dead animals like that. But there is definitely a way to always everything is used in its own proportion at its time that it needs to be used. Roadkill Phil. Mm. Hey, so check it out, y'all. Let me see what time it is here. Oh shit. Ah, Jamie Heller Rubis. I haven't seen you a little bit. Well, thank you. That's very funny. I feel well. If you would have seen me a week and a half ago, oh, I was in shit shape. I was in no good. I would have not been. No, I was extremely depressed. No sunshine, and then I was able to go get a little sunshine, sit by the pool. I got to go in the jacuzzi. So I got a couple days of relaxing in the hot tub. I got a little bit of sunshine. Um, I started fasting again. I stopped being a fucking fat bastard and eating fried food every day. I was just in depression mode with the dog thing and everything that I went through. I don't know if you knew that my puppy died. And it was just depression and anxiety and all that shit. So I was just eating, and drinking like more than I normally do, which is really hard to do. I mean, I would drink enough to be happy enough to just yell at somebody and then go to sleep. And then it was no, then it was like it was just reckless drinking and reckless eating. And then yeah, then I got some sunshine and been outside, out fucking around with people. And they opened up a couple places. I was able to go to a couple bars, a couple restaurants, interact with humans. It was cool. But then just a couple days ago, the mayor of the city or whatever decided that because he's been told by some other lying asshole to lock the city down again, that the only places that are open are now restaurants. Bars are no longer open. But if you have a restaurant with a bar in it, go to the you go to the restaurant, get a drink, and you can sit at the table, but you can't sit at the bar. I don't fucking know what these people are doing. I have no idea. um, oh, Dimension Extension, what up? Okay. Um, yeah, dude. Hey, Dimension, psilocybin entities. Yeah, Dimension, what's up, man? Yeah, I know you. I didn't know that was you. This shit's happened with some people, man. I've watched some of my old shows, and I'm sitting here commenting on something that someone said, and there's no comment there. It looks like I'm commenting to no one. And other times I've seen comments that are different. Like my shit got mad fucked up, where like the whoever said something or they changed what they said, or they changed the count or deleted one. But there was a lot of people that I knew that even their shit got fucked up. And then there's some that they don't even show up. There's some people that try to contact me, they can't talk. It's just how that shit works, man. I don't know. If it was up to me, you know it would be way different. If it was up to me, I'd have one email and one account, and everybody could just fucking talk to me freely. And then, I would have three levels of if I don't like you. That would be it. It'd be like, you can contact me through my email, you cannot contact me through my email, and you cannot talk to me here. That would just be pretty simple. but most of it, like, uh, I've only had to maybe five people just say fuck off. I've only had to tell five people to fuck off and just like don't talk to me. I'm deleting you. But other than that, just people shit just doesn't show up. There's plenty of people that have said, I tried to contact you. You know, like I didn't get an email. I didn't get something on here. Even when I checked my so I got my YouTube account, right? So if I go to my YouTube, it'll tell me, hey, somebody comment on this video. And I'm like, cool. So I'll click on it and I'll see their thing. And sometimes I'll go to my YouTube studio and it'll say this person commented, but it wasn't on my YouTube, but it was on my YouTube studio. And sometimes it'll be the other way around. And sometimes I'll look at a past video of mine, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, a week ago, and I'll see 10 comments. And I'll go to my YouTube studio and my YouTube, and I'll look through my mail, and I'll look through my studio, and there'll be no comments there, as if because that's how I normally check. Then I look at my video and it says 10 comments, and I look at it and I'm like, I didn't see any of these comments. So people think that I'm just not. They think I'm just an asshole not responding to them. And I've had people try to comment and talk to me in so many ways. I've looked at some of my old videos. I did not know this person even tried to talk to me. I've missed out on talking to so many people. People miss out on talking to me because their comments don't show up, their shit doesn't go through. I don't know. I probably have 10 times as many comments. Some of them I don't respond to because I just, they're stupid comments, or I just, I can tell it's a fucking, troll or whatever. I just don't comment back. But if somebody says something good, I'll always say hi. And if somebody says, hey, I need your help with something, I'll actually call people back. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at my old videos and it's just doesn't exist within my mailbox or my. So I don't know. I'm not YouTube. I don't control YouTube. Yeah, I hear you, Jamie Hiller. I would get another puppy, but that would be really tough right now because I'm within a move and this whole thing, and I don't know where I'm moving quite yet, and it's probably gonna be fully furnished. I don't want to have to move my shit again. I'm gonna sell most everything I own because I don't want to deal with the extra bullshit. That if I'm gonna move in a year, it's gonna cost me another 2,500. So like no matter what I'm paying, that's another. So if I was paying 1,200 a month for a place, that's really costing me 1,400 a month if I include my moving, and then the fucking mental anguish and the pain of just picking boxes up and like, oh fuck. If I just get rid of all my shit and just keep what I need, my shit, and then go somewhere that I don't got to worry about anything. I just move in, lease, water, electricity, television, fucking all that shit's paid for. Just I'm good. That'd be so much. That's gonna be so much easier. And then I don't have to worry about like the moving shit again, because I've moved so many times in my life. I mean, just because I wanted to be in new places, beaches and New Orleans and different cities. I just want to, but moving stuff is fucking terrible. It's just. Mm. Oh yeah, but the dog thing, I would get another dog, but like I don't think I'm quite there yet, mentally prepared. Even if I did move somewhere that was like dog friendly, because then that's one more thing I got to deal with if I'm gonna move. Dog friendly places. I also am not mentally prepared for a dog dying again. 'Cause I'm not really good with watching my best friend die. Well, it wasn't a good thing for me. So like thinking about like, hey, let me just start. Let me just do the clock on my wrist. Let me just put that at another 18 years. And right when I'm 60, I'll just watch another thing that I love die. That I'm just already planning on it. Like another 18 years, 60. That's gonna die right in front of your fucking face. Yes. Yeah, I don't think I'm good with that quite yet. uh, yeah, can't survive in a McDonald's but a cafe. Jay Marley with the laugh. What's up, Synchronona? Uh, no, no. You know what? Though I will say this much: there's someone that you all know that comes here that we all know very well. She goes to his channel often because I go and check his channel out, and she's always on his channel. And she says some really awkward things to him too. It's pretty unique, some of the things that she said online to him. And I was like, that's exactly the same thing you said to me. It seems so fucking disingenuous and phony and corny to me. Because I was like, I wanted to say something to her because I was watching his show, but I didn't comment anything. Because he's like, hey, Zen, come watch my show. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. She got on his channel and she's on there. She's like, she said something that was, I was like, how did she just say that? She literally said it to me like 6 months ago. The same fucking exact words. I could probably go find the show she was on. And I was like, oh, fucking corny bitch. Yeah. Jamie Hiller, I've been cool with you. Good, good. I'm glad. Uh, yeah, Jay Marley. I mean, the one thing the thing that I actually respect about myself, if there's anything, is I think most people you pretty much get a good you have a good I think the word is purvey to have a to look over and observe, and you can see what I am. If you watch one time any of my videos, you'll get a pretty good idea of what the fuck you're gonna get. Some of them might be a little me being a little too kind, and some of them might be me being a little more aggressive than others. But I think that most of them you'll get a good essence of my personality, where like either you get it or you don't get it. Like between, I usually do a lot of I usually try to participate in a little more dry humor than most people would like. Some people don't get my dry humor because they assume because I'm intelligent and I laugh sometimes and I smile that every time I'm joking I'm going to laugh and smile and go ha ha ha. Isn't that so funny? Where my dry cutting humor some people take as if I'm being aggressive and hateful and angry, but my dry humor is just that. It's just dry. It just means there's a little more truth to it than most of my other humor. Normally you'll deal with like humor that is 5% truth, 95% joke, and that's wet humor. Like you just kind of like say something a little silly and corny and whatever. But if I find something that's 15% true and 15% true and 85% I'm gonna joke about, that extra 10% makes me go, just to get it in there, like, you sure you want to do it that way? And then I won't smile, even though I'm laughing inside because it's no big deal. Do whatever the fuck you want. There's nothing that serious. If I'm serious, you'll know I'm serious. If it's over 50% serious, I will be serious. It's kind of like when you're talking to somebody. Like if you have boundaries, like if somebody habitual line steppers. If somebody steps over a boundary, uh, you normally give them like one stepping over the boundary. Maybe they just fucked up, and then the second time you do it, you kind of if most people just let them keep doing that until they explode. But then you go, hey, haha, maybe don't do that, ha 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 ha. But if they do it again, then you kind of go, hey, maybe don't do that, ha. And then the third time they might do something, you go, hey, maybe don't do that, huh? Hmm? Yeah. And then if it's a fourth time, then it's like, all right, you've went from 5% to 20% to 30%. Now you're over the limit on so somebody I was hanging out with recently, he bugged out at my house, and he's when he walks very hard. Like he's stop. I live on the top floor, so I walk lightly, and I don't want to bother my neighbors. And like the fact that he doesn't even acknowledge so I gave him many opportunities to like adjust the way he walked before I said anything, because I didn't want to be like, hey, fucking stop being a fucking fat pig, stop walking around like an asshole. I just figured he might notice. And then I noticed he left my light on in my bathroom. I was like, oh, this kind of asshole. Left my light on, stomping around my house, and does a couple things that are a little bit fucking like he's not too self-aware. Which is like, there's certain points, there's stop losses for people of like, at what point do you go, hey, that's really stupid what you're doing there. You know, I kind of make a little fun of it until it becomes like, okay, that's the dumbest shit ever. Like, you either stop doing that or this is not fucking, like, that's just not cool. You know, as long as you get there through you got a couple stages to get there rather than waiting till you fucking freak out and then punch somebody in the face over it. As we go back to the beginning of the video about how people get very upset I think people get upset the wrong way. Instead of getting, you know, jokingly in stages getting upset where like I told you before, now I'm actually getting frustrated with what the fuck you're doing because you're not making any adjustment. I've made adjustment for your idiocy. Yeah. Yeah. uh nice. Bill Gates and Mike Tyson. Oh, was that a good? Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. Hey, Solanche. Hey, there you go. That was funny enough, Jamie Hiller. That was one of my favorite bars I used to go to in New Orleans, or in New Orleans, in Baltimore. When I lived in Baltimore, it was called Solanche. Or do you say Solanche? 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 It's the old Irish joint. Yeah, I had a lot of fun times at that place. I did some wild shit there. I got thrown down a flight of stairs there by a bouncer. That was fucking wild. It literally, he threw me down a flight of stairs when I was drunk, and somehow I did not. Somehow I grabbed the railing as I was being tossed down the flight of stairs, and I grabbed it and did like a pirouette in the middle of the fucking stairwell. I was already hammered, and I did not fall and die. I did not even hurt it myself. He did not hurt me. He was, he threw me down a fucking flight of stairs, which was it was a barroom brawl, and he was just getting everyone out as soon as possible. And I just happened to be one of the people near him that needed to get thrown out because one of my buddies threw a beer bottle, hit me in the back of the head. This other dude fucking punched my buddy. I mean, it was a fucking wild night, and it was funny because I went there the next day because I know the bartender and I know like the owners and shit like. But yeah, it's a place that I've drank a microwave gin at. Played plenty of pool there, but yeah, I got thrown down a flight of stairs there. Pretty fucking cool. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Yeah, yeah. Who wants to fuck about? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, what is there to fuck about? That's whatever. I think there's I hope there's not a revolution. I hope there's only evolution of people's mind and spirit. Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. I do have to answer this because hold on, I have to answer this because it's someone that is showing up here pretty shortly. I do have to get the fuck off of here. So fuck y'all. I love you. Do wonderful things. Be weird. If I can, I'll get on here later. And hopefully you enjoyed the show. Thumbs up are great. Dollars if you can find them into my one of my accounts. PayPal is the best. Or if you got to do the other one, go for it. But I appreciate it. And if not, I still appreciate you showing up to listen. Be weird. Be crude. Be lovely. Be all those things. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Wholeness and all that shit, huh?